Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. I hope you're all doing well. I hope you're all having a great day and are having a great end to your week. As you can see in this episode, once again, we're going to be talking about the P. Diddy case. It is a big talking point absolutely everywhere, so it's only right we continue to talk about this whole thing. And I do think with this whole P. Diddy case, we are starting to see perhaps many things coming to light. I'll say now, I don't think we'll ever know the whole truth about this whole case and the industry as a whole. It will be left to everybody else, once again, to paint a picture of what goes on, but some of it, I don't think, will be too difficult. But recently, as I'm sure most of you know, P. Diddy was arrested and thrown behind bars on sex trafficking charges. Before we carry on any further, let's take a look at everything we know so far about this case. Combs was arrested at a New York hotel by Homeland Security agents on September 16th. Prosecutors allege Combs participated in sex trafficking and freak-off parties. Combs was denied bail and is on watch as he awaits his sex trafficking trial in jail. The homes of Sean Diddy Combs in Los Angeles and Miami were raided by Homeland Security in March amid a possible ongoing sex trafficking investigation. A video of Combs viciously assaulting his ex-girlfriend Cassie Ventura in a hotel hallway was made public in May. In November 2023, the rapper was accused of drugging, filming, and sexually assaulting a woman on a date in 1991. So, disgusting allegations there, and I'm sure as we go further into the future, we'll get more information surrounding some of those things, but one thing that has caught the attention of many on social media and is becoming a big discussion are these freak-off parties. The Bad Boy Entertainment founder has been long known for his famous white parties, which he hosted from 2004 to 2009 in the Hamptons, New York, and were attended by a who's who of A-list celebrities. No surprise there. Even Reverend Al Sharpton partook in the festivities. However, according to the indictment, Diddy began regularly hosting a new type of party the same year his white parties ceased. The indictment, which dates back to 2009, claims Diddy, born Sean Combs, used force, threats of force, or coercion to make victims engage in prolonged sex acts with male commercial sex workers that Diddy stamped freak-offs. In arranging these freak-offs, Combs, with the assistance of members and associates of the Combs enterprise, transported and caused to be transported commercial sex workers across state lines and internationally, the indictment reads. During freak-offs, Combs allegedly distributed a variety of controlled substances to victims, including ketamine, ecstasy, and gamma hydrox butts, right? Look, I don't know how to pronounce some things on this channel, you know how it goes, but he did this in order to keep the victims obedient and compliant, the indictment reads. So we have a lot of disgusting things going on here. We have celebrities and allegedly as well politicians being invited to these parties. Does that surprise anybody? Absolutely not. This is Hollywood. I find it quite shocking people get surprised that this sort of thing goes on. But one thing that might shock the people that were attending these parties, and this is something that has heavily been speculated, is allegedly a lot of them were being secretly recorded. Some of the illegal sex marathons allegedly occurred at Diddy's residence. One of the Department of Homeland Security agents who helped raid Diddy's home in Miami in March recently told the New York Post that Diddy had sex rooms full of sex toys and bondage gear. The rooms were also allegedly laced with hidden cameras and a lot of baby oil, apparently. So if you were in those sex parties, you were being recorded from every possible angle, including angles you wouldn't have known about, the agent said. Diddy was said to use these recordings to blackmail victims into participating again. Yeah, so pretty messed up there. And again, we have a lot of people who took part in these parties. And now because P. Diddy has been arrested, they are now scared to death to speak up about anything just in case their fans turn on them or worse. And with all this speculation now surrounding the case in general, these freak-off parties, who went, how much power did Diddy have, and how did he use that power, people are now starting to unearth very old and creepy videos of him and Justin Bieber. Now, Justin Bieber, as we all know, entered the industry at a very, very young age. All he used to do before he became the household name we know him as was sing on YouTube, but being that young and entering a very sick and twisted, dark industry, you are more vulnerable to be taken advantage of. So in these very old videos of a young Justin Bieber that are now going around, and because of how disturbing they sound, people are saying that P. Diddy took advantage of Justin Bieber and he ended up becoming a victim of Diddy's twisted mind and acts. In the very first video I'm going to show you guys, you'll see a 15-year-old Justin Bieber, I believe, interacting with Diddy, and just listen to how strange it all sounds. And then in the second one, I believe this is 2 years later, where Diddy says to Justin Bieber, "Oh, you're acting a little bit different. We don't hang out like we used to." Take a watch.
Justin, you ever seen the movie 48 Hours? Right now, he's having 48 hours with Diddy, him and his boy. They're having the times of their lives, you know, where we hanging out and what we doing. We can't really disclose, but it's definitely a 15-year-old's dream. You know, I have been given custody of him. You know, he signed to Usher.
I'm signed to Usher.
I had legal guardianship of Usher when you know he did his first album. I did Usher's first album. I don't have legal guardianship of him, but for the next 48 hours, he's with me. So and we gonna go full crazy.
I'm going crazy.
Starting to act different, huh?
No,
you ain't been calling me and hanging out the way we used to hang out.
Well, I mean, you try to get in contact with me, you know, through all my, partners and whatnot. Mm-hmm. But you never really got my number, so.
Right. Okay.
My number?
Yeah.
Yeah. So once again, very creepy, strange, odd to say the least. You have this full-grown dude talking to a teenager like this, and this is one of the biggest discussions going around on the internet right now. What took place between him and Justin Bieber? What was the relationship? And because of that, we now have this video circulating of an American singer called Jaguar Wright, who has come out and said that allegedly Diddy had been trying to gain control over Justin Bieber, but struggled until Usher stepped in, took over management, and ultimately handed Bieber over to Diddy for 48 hours. Usher recently wiped all of his tweets from his Twitter profile, which apparently he claims he was hacked. Who knows? But let's take a look at this video.
Diddy had been trying to get to Bieber for a minute, and his management was backing him off. But it wasn't until Usher took over management and had guardianship and gave temporary guardianship to the diddler for 48 hours. Think about that. He had already been to the hospital. That situation that Gene was talking about. And you still took Bieber there. But you got custody of him first. Yeah. Diddy had already tried. They wouldn't let him. Actually, someone made reference to the fact that Diddy trying to get at Bieber the way he was trying to get at Bieber was looking a little predatory. And then Usher came in and discovered it and managed him and got custody of him and promised to look after him. And then he sent him to the diddler. Does that sound like a good guy?
It's horrible.
Does that sound like a good guy? Now that we know what Diddy's really like. They're not seeing what the intentions was in his heart when he took Justin Bieber there.
Oh.
Let's be honest. He took Justin Bieber there.
Now, I don't know how reliable this woman is. I don't know how she knows so much. But in saying that, it wouldn't surprise me if this went on, because this is Hollywood. This is the music industry. It has a reputation of taking advantage of younger people. You have evil people within these industries who will use them for whatever agenda they choose. I do think all of these industries are demonic. How can they not be? You have adults preying on younger people, teenagers. It's disgusting. And it's not only this whole P. Diddy and Justin Bieber alleged situation. We've had many others come out in the past and talk about the horrible things that go on behind the scenes. When you hear them talk about it, it is nothing but heartbreaking. It really is. But with this whole news of P. Diddy getting arrested, allegedly Justin Bieber is struggling with that news. The Daily Mail have reported exclusive fears grow for Justin Bieber as he shuts down and struggles to cope with explosive Diddy allegations after featuring on disgraced rapper's latest album. Justin Bieber is said to be so deeply disturbed by the news of Sean Diddy Combs getting arrested on sex trafficking charges that he's cut himself off from the world. Speaking exclusively to DailyMail.com, an insider said that new dad Bieber, 30 years old, has been completely thrown by the harrowing allegations and is grappling to make sense of them, especially given that he collaborated with Combs less than a year ago. The source said of the fragile singer, Bieber is so disturbed by the Diddy news and is unwilling to process it or discuss it, so he is shut off. So many people who helped to make him who he is were very close to Diddy, and it has completely thrown him. Justin hasn't been responding on this since the home raids, and he's not going to. The insider added that Bieber also deeply regrets having collaborated with the disgraced mogul last year and would never have done so had he known the allegations that have since come to light. They continued, he had a long break from Diddy when he believes most of this took place, and he had distanced himself from him. He was featured on Diddy's most recent album, and had he known any of this, there is no way he would have done it. Now, I will say I do find it strange that Justin Bieber didn't know anything at all, not even a tiny bit, about these allegations when everyone in Hollywood would have known something. And then he also worked with Diddy on his latest album, so questions can be asked there. But I've seen people speculate, because of all this news, that perhaps Justin Bieber was blackmailed, because perhaps he attended one of these Diddy parties and then that was allowed to happen. That wouldn't surprise anybody. All of this just truly shows you how messed up this industry is. You know, the average person who thinks nothing bad happens in the world and no corruption goes on, they just sit there and they think, oh, these people are nice people and nothing bad goes on behind the scenes. But we all know the stuff that goes on. And when you hear about it, you just know the fame and the money and what people have to go through isn't worth it. But regardless of what may have happened or what didn't happen with Justin Bieber and Diddy, I do think Bieber went through something very dark. You can see that because of his destructive behavior in the past. There was a time where Justin Bieber was always in the news for doing something bad, and I think that was him perhaps not being able to deal with the trauma he went through, which has now led to this video of Justin Bieber in an interview going around talking about, very briefly, his experience within the industry and how he wants to protect Billie Eilish. Take a watch.
Did you feel protective of her?
Yeah, I definitely feel protective of her. It was hard for me being that young and being in the industry and not knowing where to turn, and everyone, you know, telling me they love me and, you know, just turn their back on you in a second. So yeah, it's hard because I want her to know that, you know, she can count on me, but at the end of the day, I'm never gonna force myself to be in a relationship with her. It has to be natural, right? So I just kind of, you know, let her do her thing, and if she ever needs me, I'm gonna be here for her. But yeah, just protecting those moments, because people take for granted encounters, and yeah. So yeah. I just want to protect her, you know? I don't want her to lose it. I don't want her to, you know, go through anything I went through. I don't wish that upon anybody.
Yeah, so it does seem like this man, at a very young age within this industry, went through a lot. And I don't think many of us could imagine what perhaps he did go through. And the media just painted him, you will remember, you know, the media just painted him as this very horrible person. But leave your thoughts down below, ladies and gentlemen. What are your thoughts on the whole P. Diddy case? What are your thoughts on the, it seems, disturbing relationship between P. Diddy and Justin Bieber? I'd like to know. If you have enjoyed, make sure to leave a like rating. If you're new, hit that subscribe button, turn on bell notifications so you never miss a video, comment on this video, share this video, you know the drill by now. But until next time, it has been your host JD. Have a great day, stay safe, and I'm out. Peace.